Welcome to the Manatee County College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Nashira, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. New College of Florida.
Great. All right, can everyone see my screen?
You're all set.
All right. Okay, well, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for having me today. My name is Ann Masterman, and I am the Director of Admissions and New Student Recruitment at New College of Florida. So a little bit about our school. So we are actually the designated honors college for the state of Florida. So we're actually a public honors college. So we're one of the 12 state university colleges and universities in the state. We are located in sunny Sarasota, Florida, which is on the west coast of Florida. We are obviously only 20 minutes or so away from Manatee County. So it's actually a quick commute for our local students. And so a little bit about us is we are a relatively small residential college. We have about 700 undergraduate students enrolled. And so a lot of times I get the question, what does it mean to be an honors college? As an honors college, it means that all of our courses are incredibly personalized as well as rigorous, but our students have a lot of opportunities. They get a lot of personal attention, not only from their faculty advisors, but all of our students are actually assigned their very own career coach. And that career coach actually is there to help them throughout their 4 years at New College, not only with resume writing and interviewing skills, but really that career exploration. At New College of Florida, career education, we treat it as almost like an academic subject, and it's intentionally integrated into our curriculum. Our average class size is 12 students. So that means you get to really know your professors, can't hide in the classroom, but it's really great because our students really feel like they're learning alongside their professor, and our teachers are really there to support students. We offer over 40 different areas of concentration, what we call them. That's basically New College speak for majors. So you'll see that our areas of concentration range from the arts and humanities to social sciences to natural sciences. And what's really cool about New College is that you get to choose what it is you'd like to study, and that can be more than one thing. So it's very common for New College students to choose more than one area of concentration. They might combine their love of art with their love of science. Or their love of history and public policy, and their love of theater, dance, and performance. So students love to mix and match because our curriculum is all designed around their individual interests, passions, and goals. Well, of unique things about New College, we actually have a very unique approach to education. So we have a custom curriculum that's really tailored to the students' interests, and we do that through our academic contract system. An academic contract is basically an individualized but comprehensive study plan that students get to craft alongside with their professor, their faculty advisor. And not only will it include courses, but it also includes your extracurricular activities, your learning goals, even maybe some of the career building skills that you'd like to work on for the semester. And this is really unique because it's all about you. And it goes beyond textbooks and courses and such. So it's really a custom plan that you get to devise alongside your faculty member. Another piece of the New College experience that's pretty unique is our narrative evaluation system. So at New College, we don't have traditional letter or number grades. Our narrative evaluation system is basically one in which you get very detailed feedback in the qualitative format, so sentences and paragraphs about your strengths, about things that you have done well in your classes, as well as things that you need to work on. And one of the things that we always get asked is, well, if we don't have traditional letter or number grades, what does that mean for students when they're applying for graduate school, or maybe they need to have a GPA for their, for their future? And really, it doesn't negatively affect students at all. Actually, all of the graduate schools and employers that students will hire our new college students, they tell us that the narrative evaluations are incredibly helpful. They're very aware that we have a very different grading system. And really what it allows students to do is to take risks with their learning instead of worrying about their GPA. We also emphasize, and something that's very important and expected of all new college students, is hands-on learning. So almost all of our students have at least 3 or more hands-on learning experiences that typically can take the form of funded research, internships, as well as study abroad experiences. And every 4th year student is required to complete a senior capstone project. This is basically a project where you get to come up with your idea for something you want to study. You get to be the entrepreneur of your own education. We also have independent study projects, which is a time when students can study a particular subject during the month of January, and that's the only thing that you're studying when you're not taking classes. So we have students do things such as on campus and off campus. So we've had students travel to Honduras and study the coral reef. We've had students focus on LGBTQ+ issues. We've had, studying dance and Parkinson's, birding on campus. So really, these experiences are really custom to what you'd like to study. And it's something that, as long as you have the support of a faculty member, you can actually study whatever you want. We also offer study abroad and other additional learning opportunities. And we're a member of the Cross College Alliance, which along with my colleagues at Ringling, State College of Florida, as well as the University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee, which allows new college students to take classes at any one of these schools for the new college price. And then another feature at New College, which I think is really important, is our NOVO Career Advantage. So as I mentioned, we integrate career education into our curriculum from day one. So we offer very individualized support. So as I mentioned, every student receives a career coach, as well as an alumni or community mentor working in their field who is dedicated to their success. And so whether it be internship experience, research experience, really understanding what it is you might be interested in doing, we make sure you get that hands-on experience from day one. Student life, we are a residential campus, so that means most of our students live on campus. We have over 80 clubs and organizations on campus, ranging from personal and professional development organizations to social justice and community service. We also have club sports, and our students are involved. We have a very active New College Student Alliance, which is our student government. And we have, our students are activists. They are invested in making the world a better place, and they're very active in our student community. We have a couple of different options for living on campus. Some students choose to live in a traditional room with another roommate. And we also have suite style living, where each student has their own room and it's connected by a common room with a small kitchen and community area. So we definitely encourage students to live on campus. However, for our Sarasota and Manatee County students, the students are able to live off campus as well. Tuition, we are a public school, so for Florida residents, we are very affordable, as you can see. And we have a pretty generous scholarship and financial aid program. For in-state students, the average cost of attendance at New College is about, it's a little bit less than $6,000. So that's after scholarships and financial aid are taken into account. Speaking of scholarships and financial aid, our scholarships do not require a separate application, so you're automatically considered for an academic scholarship when you apply for admission. Our Four Winds Award is for our in-state students. It ranges from $1,000 to $3,000 annually. We also have our New College Excellent Award for National Hispanic Scholars, and our Beta Keystone Scholarship for National Merit Finalists, and that actually covers our entire cost of attendance for 4 years. So that's a very generous and great scholarship that we offer. If you're interested in being considered for need-based financial aid, we do require the FAFSA, which stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. We encourage students to file that as soon as possible. We also have a.
And I'm sorry, we have to move on to our
Oh,
next.
okay.
But you can.
Well, I'm done. So.
So you can share your contact information in the chat for our audience, and we are going to ask North Carolina State University to begin.
Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Joyce Mai, and I am with NC State University. So NC State University, we are considered a public land-grant institution located in Raleigh, which is the capital city of North Carolina. So we're actually the largest university in North Carolina. We have over 36,000 students. Total enrollment-wise, undergraduate about 25,000, and we do have students from all across the U.S. And around about 120 different countries. So while we are an institution, we excel in STEM. We're known for engineering, biological sciences, but we also offer programs in other areas such as design, humanities and social sciences, business, unique majors such as our polymer color chemistry, creative writing, forest management. So it's a wide variety of what we offer in academically strong programs. And so one of the things that we like to highlight is that, the opportunity for students to work alongside faculty inside the classroom. So for example, Ann Ross is a professor in the Department of Biological Sciences, and she's a longtime leader in the field of forensic anthropology. So her classroom lab works extensively with law enforcement and on international efforts to identify victims of war crimes. We also have physicist Karen Daniels and her students. They conduct experiments on low gravity digging while in zero gravity aboard a parabolic flight. So they get to test their theories about how to best land spacecraft on asteroids. And so, you're thinking about NC State in general. So if you're looking for a large public university with strong academics, as well as school spirit, we are a Division I school, part of the ACC, definitely should put NC State on your list. So one of the things that makes NC State great is, again, our location, our campus location in Raleigh. So Raleigh is also part of the Research Triangle Park area. It's one of the largest research parks in the nation, having companies like IBM, LabCorp, Cisco, Bayer. So it's a great opportunity for students to be connected to the industry. And just recently, Apple picked Research Triangle Park for a $1 billion campus and engineering hub, on top of Google also opening an engineering hub in Durham. So these developments in Raleigh strengthen the triangle as the country's leading high-tech and life science hubs. So one of the things that we do like for students to know is those experiential learning opportunities. So entrepreneurship, at NC State, big ideas have room to grow. Our own student entrepreneurs can connect with like-minded innovators and have access to vital resources in designated spaces across campus and around Raleigh. So NC State has invested in spaces that facilitate collaboration and innovation among students, faculty, in emerging area startups. And also Raleigh in itself is especially supportive for new businesses, offering over 140,000 square feet of co-working space. Other opportunities for students, co-ops and internships. So NC State produces career-ready graduates. So with co-op, students are able to gain on-the-job experience while pursuing a degree, and they can alternate working full-time one semester and being in the classroom as well. NC State, we do also offer career fairs. So university-wide, we do have our career center, but then our own academic colleges also have career fairs as well. Study abroad, we have over 200 programs, study abroad programs around the world. We actually have our own NC State European Center located in Prague. And again, with the flexibility to study abroad, it can be a year, a semester, a summer, or even a fall break. And then just kind of pushing that undergraduate research. So as a research intensive university, we are creating new knowledge, and our students have opportunities, to conduct undergraduate research with leading experts in their field. So we do encourage students to get involved in research in all majors, and from engineering to even psychology. So we do have a searchable database where students can connect with faculty and work alongside faculty with their research projects. So as I mentioned earlier, we offer over 100 different majors. So these majors that you see on the screen are our top 10 programs for incoming students this past year. So I'll say that 65% of our students started in one of our first year exploration programs on top of our engineering first year, life sciences first year, management first year. So one of the things is that when students apply, they must select a major, and students have the opportunity to do a double major, and we also have 100 different minors. But we also offer a unique program called Exploratory Studies, which is a nationally award-winning program for undecided students that allow them to explore all the different majors that we offer and work with them to kind of narrow down what they're interested in. So students are less likely to switch their major if they start off in exploratory studies because of that intensive advising that they received their first year. So for undecided students, we want them to kind of look at our exploratory studies program. So what makes a complete application? So students, you can apply through Common App or Coalition. We have no preference. So a complete application consists of a submitted application, our $85 application fee, official transcripts. NC State, for students applying for 2022, it is test optional. So students can opt if they want their test scores considered or not considered. This past year, over 52% of our applicants did not submit test scores, as well as an essay is required. These are our deadlines. So any seniors, we do have our early action deadline coming up, November 1. You'll be notified January 30th. If you miss that deadline, our regular decision deadline is January 15th, and you'll be notified on March 30th of your decision. So if you have any questions, feel free to chat in the Q&A, as well as here is my email address and phone number. So feel free to reach out if you have any additional questions.
Thank you, North Carolina State University. We will now have Bryant University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stephanie Hospodar, and I am the Regional Associate Director of Admissions with Bryant. Bryant University is a small private school located in Smithfield, Rhode Island. So we are a suburban campus, but we are close to two major cities. We're about 15 minutes from Providence, the capital of Rhode Island, and about 45 minutes from Boston. So it puts us in a really ideal place within the New England area, where of course you do get all four seasons, a little different from here in Florida. Our undergraduate population is about 3,200 students. So we are a small campus community, but small and mighty. If you're looking for opportunities to collaborate and to make an impact and to really be engaged on a campus community, you're going to find that at Bryant. From an academic standpoint, we offer two colleges. We have a College of Business and then a College of Arts and Sciences. And something that's unique at Bryant is that all students are required to do coursework in both colleges. So if you major in one college, you are required to have a minor in the other college. So if you're majoring in business, you're going to pursue a College of Arts and Sciences minor, and vice versa. Although some students do, of course, double major or double minor as well. And what we find that for students is that that allows them to really focus on diversifying their academic experience based both on what their career interests are, but also their passions are. And then also to just be a more well-rounded future professional. You get to work on those transferable skills like communication and problem solving and leadership that comes along with that integrated curriculum. We definitely value hands-on learning. So while I'll talk about internships in just a moment, you're going to find that hands-on real-world experience in the classroom as well, through opportunities to engage in research and to take on service learning projects. All of our first-year students complete a service learning project, a 3-day, 1 credit hour course in their first year, where they'll work with a local business helping solve a problem for them. So there's always that connection between what you're learning in the classroom and where it's going to take you in terms of within your field. Our students are definitely very prepared for whatever their professional path may be. You can see here some statistics in terms of what our Amica Center for Career Education is doing in terms of supporting our students. We have over 800 different on-campus interviews each year, really active alumni population that's there for career advice and job shadows and really helping connect our students to opportunities that they might be looking for. About 87% of Bryan students complete at least one internship. Many complete several more than that. And we are really proud to say that 99% of our graduating seniors are either in grad school or employed within 6 months of graduation. And that's based on about 90% of the students actually completing the survey as well. So there's definitely some depth to that statistic. In terms of our campus community, it is a really beautiful place to call home, and definitely a very residential campus for our students. About 90% of our first year students live on campus, but about 80% of our overall student body lives on campus. So even after that first year, the vast majority of our students choose to live on campus and really not only live there, but spend their time at Bryant. A Bryant student is at Bryant 7 days a week, really taking advantage of all that Bryant has to offer, from the academic experience to the support resources they have, and so much more. We have over 120 different clubs and organizations on campus. We are Division I and part of the Northeastern Conference for athletics, as well as having club and intramural sports. And again, it's just a very supportive, inclusive environment where students really have a lot of opportunity to make an impact, to feel connected, and to, be a leader within our Bryant organization, our Bryant community. In terms of our application process, this will give you the quick snapshot, I should say, of what that looks like. We are on the Common App and do require the Common App personal essay. We also require one academic letter of reference, either from a counselor or a teacher, and then your high school transcripts, as well as your senior year grades when available. We definitely utilize a holistic review process. So we want to get an understanding of how you've done academically, how you've challenged yourself, what that looks like, but also what you've done outside of the classroom. So just a plug for filling out that Common App as completely as possible and really taking that as an opportunity to share with us. We also are a test optional institution. We've been test optional long term. So test scores continue to be optional in the current COVID environment. In terms of test scores, our average SAT is about a 1208 and our average ACT is about a 27. In terms of our timeline for admissions, we do have 2 rounds of early decision, which is binding, as well as an early action deadline and a regular decision deadline of February 1st. If you apply by that first early decision deadline, you're usually hearing back in mid-December. Early actions mid-January, early decision 2 would be mid-February, and regular decision would be mid-March. And then you're automatically considered for merit-based academic scholarships. And for the need-based financial aid, we are through the FAFSA, and we encourage you to submit that when you submit your application, and then we will provide all of your admissions information, financial aid package at the same time as well. I'm going to wrap it up here and just throw out the opportunity to stay connected with us. You're already connecting with me virtually as your counselor. I am based in Florida in the Orlando area and work with all of our Florida students. We also have optional interviews and plenty of opportunities to visit us or connect with us via social media. But great chatting with you all today, and go Bulldogs.
Thank you, Bryant University. We will now have the American University of Paris.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Nick Ewer. I'm here, obviously, with the American University of Paris. We're a small private liberal arts university. We're located right in the heart of Paris in the 7th arrondissement. We've got 26 undergraduate majors that span the liberal arts and the social sciences. Here, you will see our campus map. So over here on the left, obviously, is the Eiffel Tower, and then on the right, you'll see La Tour Marburg, which is our main administrative building. So as you can see from our campus map here, we are an urban open university. There are a couple of buildings I'd like to point out, the Kate Alsay and the Combs building. These are kind of our student lives building, and I'll show you a couple of photos of that in just a moment. But as you will expect, there are going to be things like shops and boulangeries laundries, patisseries, things like that between all of our classes. That said, we do have security in all of our buildings just to ensure that it is AUP students, faculty, and staff that are in our buildings. To give you some more perspective on where we're at, I always like to include this map up here in the upper left-hand corner. So AUP is right there in the middle, that red circle, and then on the left is the Eiffel Tower. Over on the right, you'll see that we're about a 25-minute walk to the Louvre, and then it's about 5 minutes to the banks of the Seine. I mentioned the Quai d'Orsay and the Combs building. Those are the two photos you see there. So on the right is the Combs, and on the left is the Quai d'Orsay. I like to show these to students just so they understand that we do have nice modern facilities and that we actually are not an old dank European building. In terms of students, we have students from all over the world. We are a very global university. In total, we have 1,000 undergraduate students, but those 1,000 students represent 100 different nationalities, and we have about 65 languages spoken on campus. So I do say that we are very small, but often very mighty in terms of our global reach. All in all, we've got about half of our students coming from the United States, 15%, 1-5, coming from France, another 15% coming from the European Union, and the last 20 or so percent come from the rest of the world. In addition to that, about 20 or 25% of our students have more than one passport, so we really do offer that global experience that a number of third culture students generally do seek out as well. All in all, I mentioned we have 26 undergraduate majors. You'll see again that a lot of those kind of have an international lens. So you'll see things like global communications, international comparative politics, international business administration, international finance, things like that. We do have a number of traditional liberal arts programs as well. So you'll see things like marketing, psychology, journalism. And then being in Paris, we do have some art programs. We have a visual fine arts program, a film studies program, and we have an art history program as well. In addition to our majors, we have 39 minors for our students to choose from. Those span any array of different interests. One that's quite popular is our fashion studies minor. Students tend to pair that up with an international business administration major, or sometimes students will pair an art history minor with an international business administration major as well. In the classroom, all of our classes are taught in English. We are fully accredited in the United States. So the bachelor's degree you earn at AUP is going to be the same one you earn anywhere else in the US. All in all, our faculty are just as diverse as our students. They represent about 30 countries and 70% of them speak 3 or more languages. As you might expect, we do have relatively small classes as well, with an average class size of about 15. We are small, but we do have a number of clubs as well that I always like to highlight. One of them being Black and Abroad. We have a diversity council, hiking and climbing club. We also have an equestrian club and wine society, which focuses on the wine history and viticulture of France. We don't have a big sports team, but we do have some competitive intramural sports, and we offer a discounted gym membership for our students. Housing is going to be required your first year on campus. Here's a sample of our Champs-Élysées housing. You'll see that it is sort of apartment style. All of our housing does have kitchenettes for our students. Since we are an urban open campus, we do not offer a meal plan, but you do have the ability to cook. Beyond that, when you get your French student visa, you will be entitled to enter a number of cafeterias across Paris that are designed for students. So you can get lunch for €1 or €2. Beyond that, Paris is the home of most modern cuisine, so I'm sure that you're going to eat well during your time with us in Paris. In addition to the classroom, we do have a number of study trips available for our students. They go all over the world. These are short trips, they're faculty led, and they really supplement what it is you're learning in the classroom. The one I get really excited about this year is the trip to Geneva. It focuses on international organizations and NGOs. So students are going to the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, the Security Council. They're touring these buildings and they get to ask questions like, what's it like to work at the United Nations? Beyond that, you can see that there are a couple of others, one to Italy, one to Andalusia. There's one to Krakow as well that focuses on the Holocaust remembrance. So there's quite a lot of opportunity for our students to get out, travel, and see the world. We do have a number of exchange and study abroad programs as well. We do have merit and merit and need-based financial aid. We ask that all of our students complete the FAFSA. If you do earn the IB diploma, we do have some rather generous IB scholarships, but our students are able to use federal and private student loans. The cost of attendance here is listed in euro, but I break it down here in dollars, and then you can see the comparison to the University of Miami. So it's actually about $12,000 per year cheaper to come study with us in Paris than it is to go to the University of Miami. In terms of the application process, we are fully on the Common App, or you can apply on our website. It's really up to you. We do holistic review. We do not have any sort of test requirements. We are fully test optional. We're looking for your personal statement. We do have a short supplemental statement as well. November 15th is going to be our early action deadline. Our priority deadline is February 1st. I would encourage you to apply no later than February 1st. If you apply prior to early action, we'll get a decision out for you in mid-December. And with that, I think I'm coming up close to my 6 minutes, so I'll leave you with a couple of QR codes. The one on the left should direct you to your AUP admission counselors. The one on the right, you can follow us on Instagram. We have student takeovers where they answer questions about what it's like to be a student at AUP, and you can review any of the ones that we've had in the past. And that's all I have. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, the American University of Paris. We'll now have Ringling College of Art and Design.
Hi, everyone. Just give me 1 second here while I get us set up. Okay, my name is Cassidy Garbett, and I'm a senior admissions counselor here at Ringling College of Art and Design in Sarasota, Florida. And today I'm going to talk with you a little bit about our majors, about our application process, certainly about career services, and our fabulous campus. So here you will see all of our 13 majors. So Ringling College of Art and Design is a regionally and nationally accredited art institution. So when you think of really strong art and design schools, you think of RISD, you think of Cal Arts, you think of School of the Art Institute of Chicago, and Ringling College of Art and Design. We're all in this body of accreditation that's called ACAD. And so here you see our 13 different majors. Most of these majors are BFA programs. That means that they're Bachelor of Fine Arts programs. 2 of them, Business of Art and Design and Creative Writing, those are our BA programs, Bachelor of Arts programs. So that means that you have more liberal arts classes in those programs than you do studio classes, which you have in the BFA. Of course, you can see on the screen here all of our majors. We have everything from Business of Art and Design to Entertainment Design, Film, Game Art, Graphic Design, Illustration, Motion Design. We are the #1 program for computer animation in the country. And so when we talk a little bit later on about the admissions process, we'll talk about one set of deadlines for the computer animation application and another set of deadlines for every other major. But here you can kind of just get like a really solid overview of the different programs. Now at Ringling College, applicants apply to their specific major. They spend 4 years in their major and they graduate with all of that experience so that they are industry ready. So we do like applicants to spend some time on our website thinking about the majors, looking at them, looking at the curricula, comparing and contrasting student work and alumni work so that they know exactly what they want to study before they even apply. If that's not you, that's okay. We do have a major called Visual Studies that is kind of a choose your own adventure major. And so you can spend some time taking classes from a lot of different programs. So I want to introduce you a little bit to campus. I know most of you are local, and I would love for you to come and take a tour of our fabulous campus. We have tours Monday through Friday at 9:30 and at 1:30. But what's really unique about Ringling College of Art and Design is that we are an art school with a residential campus. Now, those don't exist very often. Usually art and design schools maybe have one building in one area of the city, another in another area of the city, but we are in a condensed walkable area. We have dorms, we have dining facilities, we have a library, we have a health and fitness center, we have studio spaces, of course we have labs for our students to work in, and everything is walkable. I won't talk to you too much about Sarasota because we are very close to Manatee County, but I do want to point out that this is a fabulous place to go to school because not only are we a huge tourist destination, we're also a vibrant arts community, and there are a lot of different opportunities for our students to interact with the community and really, hone in on some of those skills as well. So regardless of what school you attend, I really want you to think about career services at these institutions because not all career services departments are created equal. Ours is outstanding. We offer one-on-one confidential career counseling. So our career counselors work with you on different personality tests. So you take Myers-Briggs, you take strong interest inventory, and from there, you leave with a solid understanding of kind of what your personality is like, what you might want to work on, what you're good at. And then they help you search a huge database of creative careers, and they help you find internships and jobs. They help with your cover letter, with your resume, with your interviewing skills. And this is a lifelong commitment to you. So this is a very valuable department. They also work really, really hard to bring over 100 different companies to campus every year to work with our students, educate them on what's happening in industry, and hopefully eventually recruit them. So here you see Sony, Disney, Pixar, Blizzard, all of these studios, right? We're really a direct pipeline to those studios. But you also see Apple and Amazon and Target. So there are opportunities for creatives to work across industries. We also have an amazing pre-college program. That's our summer high school program. So I want you to think about this, especially if you're a sophomore or a junior. Now, if you're a senior, you might be able to participate after your senior year too. But this is an intensive 4-week program where you come to campus and you study with us and you earn 3 college credits, and that's called pre-college. Okay, really quickly, let's talk about how to apply. We are on the Common Application. So you submit an application on the Common Application. You send us your official transcripts. You send us 1 letter of recommendation. We are ACT, SAT optional, so you don't have to send us those scores. The deadlines are listed on the right. As long as you apply by February 15th, you're automatically considered for all of our merit-based scholarships. And those range from $3,000 annually all the way up to $25,000 off tuition per year. So that's a fabulous scholarship. And then we have the portfolio. So portfolios are curated with students' intended major in mind. And if you want to talk to us about portfolio development, please email us. I'll put our email in the chat. But these are some images from current Ringling students of work that they submitted with their portfolio. And we do require between 10 and 25 images of work in the portfolio. So I'll put our contact information in the chat. Thank you so much. And I look forward to hopefully hosting you on campus soon.
Thank you, Ringling College of Art and Design. We'll have the University of West Florida round this conversation out.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Anne-Marie Barker. I'm a representative of the University of West Florida. I'm also a proud UWF alum. I graduated from UWF back in 2019 with my degree in psychology and secondary education. We are located in the beautiful city of Pensacola, Florida. We're also in the Central Standard Time Zone. So not too far away from you all, about six or so and a half hours away, 15 minutes away from our historic downtown area, about 20 minutes away from one of the world's most beautiful beaches. We are the #1 public institution in the state for our percentage of students who are either employed or continuing their education within a year of graduating with their bachelor's degree. We have a rather unique campus, so it's 1,600 acres, but there's a lot of nature. We have over 20 miles of different trails, whether that be biking, hiking, canoeing, kayaking, things like that. We have our Argos here who are on one of our walking trails, which is also home to the Captain Thunder, the lovely UWF alligator. We have a medium-sized student body with about 13,000 students total. 10,000 of those are going to be our undergraduate students. So they're going to, we're going to have a very heavy presence of undergraduate level students here on campus. This photo here is actually from our Argos cheering on our football team. They performed their home games at our Blue Wahoos Stadium, which is actually our minor league baseball team. So during football season, it serves as the football stadium for us. And it is a fantastic stadium experience. It's located downtown. So like I said, about 15 minutes from campus. It overlooks the bay. We do fireworks shows, things like that. So if you're able to come out for one of our home games, I definitely recommend. We have a pretty small class, average class size, about 28 to 29 students on average, and they do get smaller as you get higher into your program. So we're able to offer a lot of big campus experiences. I can get to that in just a minute, but we're able to have those smaller class sizes so students can get more personal attention from their professors. And then speaking of programs, we have over 70 academic degree programs to choose from. We don't exactly focus on one particular major or area of study like STEM or the arts, but I will get into what we focus on here in just a moment. But our top 10 majors are going to be listed here on the right. So anything from nursing to business to various different sciences, as well as engineering, psychology, and criminal justice. Alrighty, we have beautiful on-campus housing facilities here. It is not required for freshmen to live on campus. However, it is highly encouraged. Normally, students who live on campus, especially during their freshman year, have a bit of a better experience overall and perform better academically, which makes a lot of sense because you're close to all of your resources, from our libraries and computer labs, your professor's office hours, as well as to campus events, our student health services, our counseling services, dining, things like that. We also do not have any type of like community bathrooms or anything like that. Most of our freshman students will only share their living space with one other student. Our RAs as well as housing department work very hard to make sure that we have a good roommate matching and things like that, to make sure you're able to be compatible with whoever you're living with. And like I said, living on campus also presents a lot of opportunities for students to get involved very quickly. We have over 150 different student organizations to choose from. This can be anything from fraternity sorority life to gaming, to Harry Potter related, religiously affiliated, politically affiliated. This event here is our CAB After Dark, which is our campus activity board. If you like event planning, party planning, this is definitely an event that you would probably have a lot of fun to do. It's basically a big fair that we throw in our parking lot on campus. So getting into some of our sports or athletic information, we are a D2 school. We participate in the Gulf South Conference. This photo here is from cheering on our football team in the championship game back in McKinney, Texas, back in 2019. We are also the reigning national champions for our football program. Our football program is relatively pretty new. It's only about 5 years old. We made it to the championship in our second year, and then we won in the fourth year. So very successful. So like I said, if you're able to come out, check out our stadium, go to one of our games, it would 10 out of 10 recommend. Alrighty, so I'm going to get into what we really focus on here as an institution. So it's what we call high impact practices and experiential learning. Some examples of that are going to be undergraduate research opportunities. Some institutions don't allow students to be able to get started in research until they're a grad student. Here you can get started as early as your first year through our Explorers program. And this is not just for our wet or dry sciences. Students who are majoring in history, psychology, art can also participate in research if it's something that's interesting to them. They can be paired with faculty. They can also get paid to do research on our campus as well. We also have field work and service learning. So students will go out into the field that they're studying and literally be putting in the work, whether that is through going out and diving and searching for artifacts, or doing our nursing and doing their clinical rounds through one of our 3 major hospitals here, and then going out and doing service projects for communities in need as well. We also have studying abroad opportunities, opportunities for students to get involved in internships as well as mentorships. Again, this can be across colleges. I wanted to wrap this up pretty quickly. So we have our application on our website as well as the Common App. We just require a 2.5 weighted GPA and then the state minimum test scores for ACT or SAT. We don't require any type of essay or any personal statements, just your SAR, your test scores, and then a $30 application fee or a fee waiver. And then the biggest thing is to have everything submitted by December 1st. That's going to be our scholarship priority deadline. So when students have everything completed by then, they're automatically going to be reviewed for scholarship consideration. This can go anywhere normally from $6,000 to $20,000 for in-state students. And the students with a high enough academic profile will be invited to participate in our presidential scholarship competition. It's based on your academic profile as well as an on-site essay and a faculty interview. We also have a scholarship for national merit finalists. So if students are able to they provide that documentation to us, and they will also receive a full ride. And then we also have our Argo Spirit Scholarship. This is not going to be based on anything academic. It's going to be based on strength of character, overcoming certain obstacles. This application opens up in spring. And then again, it is also a competition for a full ride. We also have our free tuition assistance program for eligible students. They need to be eligible for the Pell Grant as well as a Florida resident working towards their first undergraduate degree. UWF will essentially cover the remaining tuition and mandatory fees that are not covered by other scholarships and grants for up to 30 credit hours. And then we are also hosting campus tours. We would absolutely love to have you here on campus. Our open house is actually going to be November 20th, which is a Saturday. So it is coming up. You can register for it on our website. We do campus tours Monday through Friday, where you are able to check out our housing facilities, libraries, meet some students as well. But our open house is going to be a bit more immersive. You'll be able to get to meet a bit more department heads and things like that. And then this is me. I am your admissions counselor, so I'm available by email. I could be made available by virtual appointment, and I'm also on our social media app, Zeme. It's a free application. It's a free social media app that students can use to connect with current students, possible incoming students, as well as admissions staff. And then that is it for my presentation. I will go ahead and stop sharing my screen.
All right. I want to thank all the panelists for joining us today. And I also want to thank you, the audience, for joining us. When you close the screen, you'll have a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Manatee District Virtual College Fair. And I've just shared that link in the chat. Thank you so much and have a great one.